As soon as you open Enscape tab in your project, you'll see that the tools have changed since version 3. Some of the tools have been removed from here and have been added to render window. Now if you click on this render icon, some tools have been added inside of it, which I think is more compact and more neat. The categorizing is really better. Next thing is, especially those who work with Revit definitely know this tool in Revit. When you want to use Enscape for present and rendering, remember to put this on fine, because when it's on coarse or medium, some of the elements might not show up, or they may show up but incomplete. That's why this should be on fine. So for example, as you can see, so in any case, before you click on render icon, it's better to put this on fine and make sure it's all okay. Now here is a list of things you can select. Please keep in mind that Enscape has been built for 3Ds only. That's why here is only 3D perspectives. Now, if you pay attention, you see that here I have 2 sample projects. It's the number of open projects. Like, for example, here is the sample I opened from before, which I downloaded from Enscape's website. And this is the Revit's sample. Now I say this again. The reason I use sample projects is that everyone who watches can access the same files as me. And the second reason is all of our projects are so big, opening them would be real hard. And unfortunately, most of them are confidential and I don't have the permission to share them. So that is why I use sample projects only. But all of the explanation will be exact and thorough with little details. Anyway, here you will have a list of the projects so that you can choose which view from which project you want to have. The active project is selected by default. So for example, if I click on Start Now, it will show me a 3D view of this project. If I open this one and click on Start, it will show me the 3D of this one. Or you can select 3D view of this one specifically. And when you click on Start, it shows me this one, which is now processing. Well, now because we changed tab, it's back to default. So again, I click here and select this one. So if I click Start, it opens this one. The process took long because I was in this view and wanted to open that view. So in any case, you can select whichever you like in here. So when you click on Start, it shows you the perspective you want. So I'll put it on 3D, this view, and I'll click Start. We should wait for a few moments so that it loads up. So I'll start explaining from this here render window. Well, you can see there are my logos here and there. I'll explain to you about that later. Now, keep in mind, the smaller this window is, the faster it will process it. So keep it smaller rather than, maximizing it. If it's maximized, then it takes too long for it to open. Because these are all GPU based, and they're basically stop based, it tries to render based on the resolution. So again, the smaller the window, the faster it loads. So I recommend you to keep the window small and then change whatever you want to change in there. Now, because it has been loaded, I'll maximize it. If you don't want the changes you make in one of these, make it in the other, it's better to first click on pause. So when you click on pause, like here, look. Now, whatever change I make, like for example, I'll add 2 other trees here. I added a little more than 2. Alright. As you can see, none of them had been applied in here. Here. Okay. Now, as soon as I click on resume here, the changes will be applied on Enscape's window. So when your changes are too much and Enscape's render window is open, I suggest you pause it first, then do the changes, and after that click on resume, so that it won't update it for each and every change. Very well. Now let's maximize it and start from these tools. So at first we should know how to navigate in here. Thankfully the app has a guide here which explains in great details. Wherever I double click, it zooms in there instantly. This is a really quick way to zoom in wherever I want to. Like for example here, I want to zoom. It really speeds up everything, and you won't be annoyed for how much you had to zoom in and zoom out. Like for example, I want to go here like this. So this is a really quick way for you to instantly move to your desired destination in this area.